Everyone is obliged to please me. I told you that, he said. If I were to live, this place would sometime belong to me. They all know that. I would make them tell me. Mary had not known that she herself had been spoiled, but she could see quite plainly that this mysterious boy had been. He thought that the whole world belonged to him. How peculiar he was, and how coolly he spoke of not living. "Do you think you won't live?" she asked, partly because she was curious and partly in hope of making him forget the garden. "I don't suppose I shall," he answered, as indifferently as he had spoken before. "Ever since I remember anything, I have heard people say I shan't. At first they thought I was too little to understand, and now they don't think I hear, but I do. My doctor is my father's cousin. He is quite poor, and if I die, he will have all Misselthwaite when my father is dead. I should think he wouldn't want me to live." "Do you want to live?" inquired Mary. "No," he answered, in a cross, tired fashion. "But I don't want to die. When I feel ill, I lie here and think about it until I cry and cry. I have heard you crying 3 times, Mary said, but I did not know who it was. Were you crying about that?" She did so want him to forget the garden. "I dare say," he answered. "Let us talk about something else. Talk about the garden. Don't you want to see it?" "Yes," answered Mary in quite a low voice. "I do," he went on persistently. "I don't think I ever really wanted to see anything before, but I want to see that garden. I want the key dug up. I want the door unlocked. I would let them take me there in my chair. That would be getting fresh air. I'm going to make them open the door." He had become quite excited, and his strange eyes began to shine like stars and looked more immense than ever. "They have to please me," he said. "I will make them take me there, and I will let you go too." Mary's hands clutched each other. Everything would be spoiled. Everything. Dickon would never come back. She would never again feel like a mistle thrush with a safe hidden nest. "Oh, don't do that," she cried out. He stared, as if he thought she had gone crazy. "Why?" he exclaimed. "You said you wanted to see it." "I do," she answered, almost with a sob in her throat. "But if you make them open the door and take you in like that, it will never be a secret again." He leaned still farther forward. "A secret?" he said. "What do you mean? Tell me." Mary's words almost tumbled over one another. You see, she panted. "If no one knows but ourselves, if there was a door hidden somewhere under the ivy, if there was, and we could find it, and if we could slip through it together and shut it behind us, and no one knew anyone was inside, and we called it our garden, and pretended that we were mistle thrushes, and it was our nest, and if we played there almost every day and dug and planted seeds and made it all come alive—" "Is it dead?" he interrupted her. "It soon will be if no one cares for it," she went on. The bulbs will live, but the roses—" He stopped her again, as excited as she was herself. "What bulbs?" he put in quickly. "They are daffodils and lilies and snowdrops. They are working in the earth now, pushing up pale green points because the spring is coming." "Is the spring coming?" he said. "What is it like? You don't see it in rooms if you are ill." "It is the sun shining on rain and the rain falling on the sunshine, and things pushing up and working under the earth," said Mary. "If the garden was a secret and we could get into it, we could watch the things grow bigger every day and see how many roses are alive. Don't you see? Oh, don't you see how much nicer it would be if it was a secret?" He dropped back on his pillow and lay there with an odd expression on his face. "I never had a secret," he said, "except that one about not living to grow up. They don't know I know that, so it is sort of a secret. But I like this kind better." "If you won't make them take you to the garden," pleaded Mary, "perhaps— I feel almost sure I can find out how to get in sometime. And then, if the doctor wants you to go out in your chair, and if you can always do what you want to do, perhaps we might find some boy who would push you and you could go alone, and it would always be a secret garden." "I should like that," he said, very slowly, his eyes looking dreamy. "I should like that. I should not mind fresh air in a secret garden."